celebrity drama?
Drew Sidora, they're giving the vibes as if she's dating Portia's ex.
Oh my God.
Check. Music, movies, and viral moments.
Gabrielle Union came out and said that she was doing 50-50 with Dwayne Wade. I have that audio just in case you didn't remember, so let's listen to that.
Check. Exclusives? Come on, y'all. Y'all know I got that over here.
Whatever Loren says law, yo.
The show with all the hot takes, zero filter. Welcome to The Latest with LorenLoRosa. I'm LorenLoRosa, and I'm going to be bringing you guys where pop culture meets personalities. And over here, baby, we are doing all the things. Give me my tens, because we're going to have a good time.
Come on.
What's up, y'all? It's LorenLoRosa. I'm your homegirl who knows a little bit about everything and everybody. Now, today, this is a very special episode of The Latest with LorenLoRosa. Tanisha, my manager, is here. She probably won't talk. But Tanisha, my manager, is here. Patrick is here.
Yep.
Yesterday, y'all heard Patrick debut his WDAS voice for the first time. And anybody that don't know about WDAS, if you too young or it was out of your region, out of your market, WDAS is a radio station, and it's all about like smooth jazz. And I don't know why Patrick get on this podcast and start talking like he trying to put y'all to like sleep subtly and soothingly. Like he's doing like what's the little mukbang things called? The AMPR?
ASMR.
Yeah, he be on here like, yeah, because I agree, Loren. How you feeling? Like, that is not how he be talking regularly, y'all. Like, I promise you that is not. I don't know what it is about these cameras, baby. When these cameras come on, Patrick get to acting real unusual. You all right?
I'm not used to the limelight.
It's no light or no camera over there. Boy, you don't got to be used to nothing. Well, welcome, guys. This is The Latest with LorenLoRosa. Your daily dig into pop culture and all the conversations that shake the room. Now, as always, before we get into things, just a little grinding check-in.
Back on the grind.
Patrick, how you feeling today?
Feeling smooth.
You feel smooth? Oh, God. Not smooth. We ain't going to be able to hear a word you going to say today. Not you feeling smooth. Why you feeling smooth?
I'm feeling smooth. I'm just liking how we just tackling things and we're just like moving forward with purpose. And I like that.
Okay, I like that too. Tanisha, how you feeling today? Amazing. Okay. Tanisha actually used to work at TMZ with me when I was a tour guide, and she was like managing, kind of like coordinating, and I don't even know what you call it.
I think I was a supervisor doing scheduling the tours and stuff.
Right. So she was scheduling the tours and stuff. I was trying not to quit every single day when I was doing the tours and stuff. And that's how we met. But I just remember when I met Tanisha, she used to always be on the phone. I'm like, who do she be talking to? Handling all this serious business. Because, no shade to the TMZ tours. I'm grateful for that experience. But I'm like, it don't take all these phone conversations to send us off on the tour, okay? And we doing these tours you're doing these tours like 4 times a day, so you know your route. It's not much to talk about. You come, you get your stuff, you load your passengers, you out. Or your tour is canceled and you still get paid, and now you happy, you still get to go home. So come to find out that Tanisha was working with a management company who I've been working with now for how long, would you say?
Oh my gosh. I think it's about 4 or 5 years.
It was the beginning, like right as we were going into the pandemic.
Yeah.
So Tanisha has been rocking out with me for a very long time. And I tell the story all the time about when I was like ready to leave my job. And she got to the point where she was just like, girl, you either going to leave or you not. Let me know what you're doing. I'm going to support you either way. And I was like, okay, bet. And then I was like, just left the job. And she was like, okay, cool. So now we got to figure this out. So we've been like, strategizing my career for some years together. And she is in town because we are doing a live conversation hosted by Charlemagne at, iHeart in celebration of the podcast, but not even really in celebration. I've already partied about that. More so people can come out. They can get to meet me, get to, see me in live conversation about the podcast, about my goals for the podcast. And I think that this event is coming at a good time. I'm excited. We're going to have a ton of media there, a ton of different clients of the station and of Black Effect, the people with the coin. But I'm just excited. I think I'm excited for people to come and like really meet me and get to, feel the energy and all that in person. But yeah, so Tanisha is here. Patrick on the check-in feeling smooth, so you ain't gonna be able to hear nothing he talking about. He gonna be mumbling all night. But we are gonna get into the latest with the first topic. So Lately, Tyra Banks has been in the news. And when I talk about, the latest with LorenLoRosa, we like to keep it very fresh, very new, very, whoa, I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe someone just said that. And that is exactly what this story did to me. So I saw this headline and I was like, it's no way. They had to misquote my girl. They had to misquote my girl because there is no way that Tyra Banks got on Beyonce's internet or Beyonce's wherever this show stream, a TV show. She was talking to Jenna Bush on Today with Jenna and Friends. Now, on this show, Tyra Banks was guest hosting this week. Tyra Banks and Jenna start having a conversation about remaking The Bodyguard because recently it was announced that The Bodyguard is going to be remade. It'll come from Warner Brothers, so it's going to be like the whole thing. Now, I'm not even going to hold y'all. When I saw the original headline just of the show being remade, just of the movie being remade, I was like, we don't need this. And I've never felt like that. Like, I've always been one to kind of feel like, okay, if they want to remake it, I'm down to see like what the new version could be. But honestly, I'm more of like, let's continue the story. But you can't continue the story. Whitney Houston is not here. So, of course, this would have to be a remake. So, for those of you guys who do not know, have not seen the movie, and if you have not or do not know, God be with you. May the force be with you, because I don't know where you've been at. But The Bodyguard centers on a former Secret Service agent who is played by Kevin Costner, who is hired to protect a celebrity, Whitney Houston, from a stalker. Now, during this time when they're doing their little dance back and forth, when, Whitney Houston is at the, height of her career in this movie, they fall in love. And it is a very, it's like a super romantic, super, oh my God, he came and he saved me. But it's also a big, it's a big movie film. Like, Whitney Houston in this film, this was like one of the movies where you knew Whitney Houston could sing, but I think watching her sing in this movie, it changed. For me, watching her sing in this movie, you can talk to me about a movie soundtrack after this, because it wasn't just songs are placed in, the cute actress who is also a singer is going to sing it. It was Whitney Houston. It was, oh, wow. During this film, she actually landed 2 Oscar nominations, and it featured Whitney Houston's cover of Dolly Parton's I Will Always Love You, which I don't got to say nothing else. If you don't know about the movie The Bodyguard, if you don't know about nothing else, I don't have to say anything. I shouldn't have to describe background on I Will Always Love You. If I have to do that, this really might not be the place for you. Okay, so come back next week. But in saying all of that, and the reason why I say all of that is because Tyra Banks is having this conversation with Jenna Bush for Jenna and Friends. And, sometimes I think we get on these platforms. When I say we, I mean us, the coloreds, us people. We get on these platforms, and some of the things we say, I don't know if we don't understand. Like, it's not even a responsibility thing. It's just like, a girl, ain't no way you would have said that if one of us was sitting right there next to you, because what are you even talking about? Tyra Banks gets on this platform, and they're talking about the remake, and they're talking about the casting, because you need a very strong woman, singer, actor, person to lead. Whitney Houston, Kevin Costner, like their romance and the dance that they did throughout this film was... It was so effortless. It was so, as a kid, I remember really believing that they loved each other and that they were together. As an adult, I know that is not real, but anybody who has seen this movie, you understand what I'm saying. But again, the music itself, the feeling that you felt anytime Whitney Houston sang, but the feeling you felt with all of that soul and all that music and all those notes, coupled with this great story and this amazing acting. And y'all know what Tyra Banks did? Tyra Banks got on this platform and she said to Jenna,
but The Bodyguard.
Yes. Aren't you into it?
I'm
Who
so
would you
into
cast?
I think Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Because business and commerce, art, and she would freaking sell like crazy.
Right.
But okay, I'm just be real. I'm a black girl.
Yeah.
It was Whitney Houston as a black girl.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner as a white man.
Yes.
What if we flipped it?
Yes.
And it was Taylor Swift.
Yes.
And Idris Elba. Ooh.
I don't understand, Tyra. We were all rooting for you. There's no way that she believes that in her heart of hearts. I know that, Tyra's been in this business for some time. She knows, what to do and what to say and how to maneuver to get the people going and pick up the headlines. But there's no way. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to see Taylor Swift nowhere near The Bodyguard remake at all. It's not for me. Not at all. I do not want the Kids Bop version of The Bodyguard. Now, I don't want to. I just don't. I don't think that Taylor Swift is bad at what she does. I think Taylor Swift is a powerhouse. She's Taylor Swift. She does it amazingly well. Leave The Bodyguard alone. Don't let this give you no ideas, because I've seen the headlines picking up. Don't do it. Now, I do know that here, maybe she was just trying to play into this. One of the directors, his name is Sam Retch. So Sam Retch, he's a director that also directed a lot of things on Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. Now, I know that the Eras Tour was like a huge tour. They did the whole film that also hit theaters, and it's so like crazy. And I'm not taking away from Taylor Swift whatsoever. I think she's really talented. And y'all know, if y'all listen to me on The Breakfast Club, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I am not a Swiftie. I only know like Shake It Off, to be honest with you. But I know she's talented, and I understand what she's doing, and I respect the powerhouse. I don't care who is directing, who is producing, who is the PA, who is coordinating, who is crafty. Taylor Swift let's not do that. Let's not even make that connection. And Tyra Banks, as a black girl, because, you as a black girl, wanted to do the flip flop. As a black girl, I'm so confused how you could even, like, knowing what Whitney Houston was in that role for us, and knowing just kind of like the feeling, like I'm literally having a feeling right now thinking about that movie. Like, that is how that movie makes you feel. It won't happen with Taylor Swift. I don't know if you've seen it, Tyra Banks, but please go watch Taylor Swift swag surf at the Chiefs game, and that will tell you right there why she should not be doing this movie. As a black girl, I am signing off, because I can't even believe that we just had to even talk about it. Now, next up in the latest, our next topic, this conversation actually has been going on for some time, but Pinky from Slutty Vegan. So for those of you guys who are not familiar, there's a business called Slutty Vegan. It's a huge business. That the brand has grown into $100 million brand. It's owned by a black woman named Pinky Cole, who is from Baltimore, but she has been living and based in Atlanta for years now. They have 14 locations. She's everywhere. She's in Georgia. She's in New York. She's a ton of places. Now, this brand, I feel like, has become definitely a huge trend on social media. A lot of people I know fly into Georgia, into Atlanta, and when they go, there's a huge tourist attraction. Even if you're not vegan, you want to try Slutty Vegan's food, because it is so trendy, because it is the thing that everybody's doing it, everybody's talking about it. Now, for the last couple months, I didn't even notice this until she said it. She sat down with Earn Your Leisure, and she talked about, being off the grid for the last couple months. And she talked about the fact that she had lost her business. She had to sell her business so that her business could be restructured, and then she had to buy it back. Now, when she posted this video first announcing that she lost the business and bought it back, she posted it on April Fool's Day. So I think a lot of us, because one thing about the owner of this business, Slutty Vegan, Pinky Cole, she does a lot of different things on social media that kind of like get you know what I mean? Like, get you going. Like, she does things that tug at your heartstrings and tug at your emotions a bit, because, it makes you want to go learn more about the business, or at least see what she has going on. I will say, I have not seen a Slutty Vegan ad. I had not seen her on Instagram. I had not anything interaction wise with Slutty Vegan in a while, but when she posted this video, it did what it needed to do, because I stopped and I watched it. And she was talking about the fact that she had lost her business, had to get it back. But more importantly, she began to go into the real struggles that she had been facing as a business owner. And that got me. That really got me, because for me, I think, all of this is real fly and it's real cute, and I love being here with y'all. But business on the back end and understanding that is one of the things for me that, as an entertainer, as a producer, production company owner, we do clothing, we do a lot of things. I am always trying to learn. And as you grow, there's so much more for you to learn and so much more for you to keep afloat. So to see a black woman whose business I know has been making money for some years get on here and tell me yo, I messed up. I'm like, first of all, it's bold as hell for her to admit that loudly. But secondly, I want to know what happened, because I might mess up too, and I need to know what's going on. And that's all this interview was about. So Pinky from Slutty Vegan, in this Earn Your Leisure interview, she talked about at one point being so focused on being the face of her business, the mascot of her business, the get out, kiss the babies, you see me everywhere of her business, that the back end was not strong. There was another interview she did with Black Enterprise where when she said that, the girl who was interviewing her for Black Enterprise actually said to her, so wait, like, was it like a, you know, like she was trying to figure out like what that means. Because normally we hear stories of like, okay, money was stolen or, you know what I mean? Like things were mismanaged. She wanted her to clarify. And she said, no, we were just spending too much money. And it wasn't me. I took my hands off the wheel as the business owner. Took my hands off the wheel and I got into the car of I'm the face. And that struck me too, because it's like, man, when you are a personality and like people get to know you, being the face is a whole job. And then you got to understand the business. But a lot of times, even if you understand the business, you are not, I told you at the beginning of this, I really have gotten to a point where I'm like, okay, what time I got to be there? What do I need to do? And who am I looking for when I get there? And it's such a like different space to be in because I'm used to like, okay, I'm on the emails, we on the phone, like being very hands-on and very involved. And now that things are transitioning, I'm trying to find that balance of like, okay, the face, but also still, you know, hands in the business and making sure things are, but it's almost like impossible. And then when you finally learn that flow, you have to have a really good team. So she talked a lot about that. And one of the things she talked about was having and bringing along the right people. And how important that is. Let's take a listen.
The people that are watching this, when you go to raise money, when you go to get investors, when you get new partnership, this is a marriage. So you got to make sure that that marriage feels right. It feels right in your spirit. You can properly communicate with that person. Like you don't have any apprehensions. You don't have any reserves or reservations, because if you do, you're going to regret it in the long run. And I wanted to make sure that I was very intentional about who I brought with me to the other side. And that was important for me. And it was a hard decision to make. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to the other side with peace, because I didn't always have peace at first.
Let me tell you, I don't know no business owner that got peace. I just don't. And I think that they find peaceful. That's not true. I know business owners who are at peace because they're doing something that they love every day. But running a business is not like a kumbaya, let's just go zen, I do yoga all day, oh, I'm cute. It's like real work. I tell people all the time, like when people are like, oh my God, I want to quit my job and be an entrepreneur. Why? And what's your why, first of all? And what have you learned from that job that you about to leave? Because when I tell you you're going to need every inch of project management, organization, delegation skills, everything, like your life is going to depend on that. Being an entrepreneur is harder than working a job for somebody. I don't care what nobody's saying. Y'all disagree with me. If y'all want to, tweet me at LorenLoRosa, you know, post on Instagram. Let's talk about it. Because being an entrepreneur and having to figure all of this out on a fly and, you know, figure out finances when you do it and like the right people. And like she said, bringing the right people along. And along the way, you find out the right people that you thought was the right people, not the right people. Like it is not the easiest thing. When you go to a job, you go to work. You go to work. You get along with who you have to because they're going to be there every single day, regardless if you do or you don't. You don't know a lot about overheads. Maybe you managing a cute little budget. But outside of that budget, you don't know nothing else. You just know the money that was given to you. You don't know how it got there. You don't know where it's coming from the next quarter, the next turn. Like none of that. You go, you do what you do, and you go home. When things mess up, it might internally be on you, but in the public, it's on that business. When you become an entrepreneur, all of that flips. Sometimes it is the most nerve-wracking thing ever to be the face of anything. And on top of it, you got the business on the back end. So when she's saying, you know, it's like a marriage when you bring in partners. I feel like that even about team members, down to the person who decides to clean your business. It is a marriage, and it is so important. People talk about marriage in a way of like, okay, like I don't know about y'all, but I don't believe in divorce. I feel like if we together, we're going to figure this out. We're going to work through what we need to work through, because I am very confident in myself that the person that I choose to marry is going to be of quality and of, you know, just that cloth of like, we're going to grow together. It's going to make sense. We'll get to where we need to get to. It's not going to be perfect all the time, but we'll get there. Those are the type of things and the type of people that I look for in business. People that might not be all perfect. We might not know each other the best. You might not know everything, but can we grow together? Are you willing to be taught? Are you teachable? Do you want to learn? What do you bring to the table? Are you teaching me? Can you level things up? Can you hit the ground running? It is very, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. When I first saw all of this news, I was like, yo, Pinky do be doing a lot though. She got like 14 locations, baby girl everywhere. It's always opening something new. It's always, and then I started to listen to the story and I'm like, she's doing what she believes is best for her business or what the team in the marriage that she's married into, she trusts those people. So as she talked about, as time goes on, you're in business all this time, 14 locations, new technology is coming out. New business practices are happening. You need to hire people for different things now. All of that costs money. And a lot of times when you're new in business, you're doing these things because you think it's leveling you up. And it's, her overhead grew insanely. The value of the business grew to $100 million. So imagine how much overhead she was paying out. So it got to a point, she says, where she had to sell off a lot of stuff. Thank God she had properties. She talked also too a lot about having friends with resources, like real resources. Like I could pick up the phone, call you and say, yo, I need to sell this property. And boom, it's like, okay, bet I got you. I'm a, you know what I mean? Like I can liquidate what I need to do or whatever to grab this property, because she used that to pay down. She was in debt. She used that to pay down some of her debt. But one of the biggest things that I heard her say was, there was a level of like ego and shame. She was trying so hard. She's swimming. And eventually she starts drowning and she don't want to admit it to nobody. So she's doing everything she can to save this business, y'all. And it's not working. It's not working. And that was it's been so many different times where like I've been so prideful that like you get to a point where you wasting money, you wasting time, you ain't getting no sleep for real. And if there's so much that you have to learn from this. So in saying all of that, one of the things that she talked about, because again, when I started this, I told y'all that Slutty Vegan, I feel like their social media, Slutty Vegan was like social media's baby. It was very visual. The story was good. It, black woman, like real Atlanta HBCU grad, you know what I mean? Sorority, like black woman at the helm of it, is growing insanely. She's standing next to the big boys. Great story, great marketing, easy go for social media. But she realized that, social media don't do the work for you. Let's take a listen to that.
If you want to do this business, it ain't just about Instagram posts and getting titles in magazines. You really got to do the work. And if you don't do the work, it's going to show up in the long run.
So when you brought your business back, right, I'm assuming it was pretty substantial amount. So being that you did it by yourself, was that like something that you had to actually figure out financially, like how am I going to get this money to actually buy it? And then was that something that you thought about, like, is this a good financial decision? Because you're still going to have to spend more money, right, on the store. It's not like this is just the only time you got to spend money. So being that you did it by yourself and not outside capital, what was your thought process in that?
Well, the good thing about this is that because the business still makes good money, I knew that it was a good financial decision.
So one of the hosts from Earn Your Leisure brought up a good point. Like, when you decide to go and buy the business back, after all of this is happening, it's still going to take you money to make money, right? Yes, the business makes money, but it takes money to make money. You get on social media and you sit down in real time and you realize like, yo, I need coin. One of the smartest things I heard her say on here was that her and her husband is named Derek Hayes. He has a cheesesteak restaurant and it's like a fleet of trucks and different things in Atlanta. And one of the things that she said was they're creating Hayes Hospitality Group. Now, in this hospitality group, their plan is to bring together a bunch of different business owners within the same conglomerates that they're involved in, and use each other's resources. So, we all go in on certain things. We all put up money for certain things. That's making overhead cheaper. That's making it where eventually Hayes Hospitality will have all of these resources so other business can come to them and grow. And y'all, when I say we as Black people get in our own way so much about us growing, what she's talking about doing is exactly what LVMH does for a Fenty. What a lot of these like labelers do for these brands when they level them up, they give them the resources, they connect them with other brands, they give them money and backing and just a home to deconstruct the business, build it back up again, and up it from level 1 to like 5. We don't have a lot. We not even have a lot of that. We don't. Not that I know. We don't have that at all. So when a Jay-Z goes and he sells a title, or these hair brands that y'all get mad at when they sell part of the company and things of that nature because they want to level up, and you guys get upset about it. The reason why they do this is because they need these resources. Like what she's talking about creating is amazing, and they need it. They need it to sustain. Everything about what she's saying, if pulled off well, she already bought the business back. But Hayes Hospitality Group, if pulled off well, this could be the answer to so many people's problems. Especially that capitalism conversation, because I remember, I forget what Jay-Z was doing. It's always Jay-Z though. Y'all love giving Jay-Z shit about being a capitalist. And it's nothing wrong with capitalism. The issue with capitalism is that we don't all have a hand in it. And I get that. I feel like anything that's very scarce to a certain group of people always looks like something bad, whether you're black, white, red, yellow. I get it. But there's nothing wrong with taking something that you made, that you created, putting money, resources, and support around it and making it bigger. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, literally, there's no point in running around being a face, kissing the babies and doing all this. I'm not on here yelling at y'all about this for no reason, because I'm going to do it my own self. Y'all can call me what y'all want to call me. But I've been called everything under the sun. But I'm trying to tell y'all, when I get to a certain point of business, when y'all start calling me a sellout and a capitalist, chef's kiss. But I appreciate what she's doing. So make sure y'all go and check out the Earn Your Leisure Sit Down with Pinky Cole. I thought that it was so informative. Well, guys, after we run through the latest, we always hit the streets for the tweets.
You for the tweets.
So today, I want to share a video with you guys. I actually retweeted this video, and it caused some really good conversation. So there was a video that Art of Dialogue posted of Wallow. Wallow is at a speaking event. And if you're not familiar with Wallow 267, he is a motivational speaker, now New York Times bestselling author. He was locked up for, I don't even know how many years, like double digits. He came home, figured it out through social media, and built this whole empire of inspiration, conversation, and podcasting. So Wallow speaking to the people, and he's giving like some real game. He was locked up for 20 years. He's giving some real game about supporting black business and why he doesn't just support a black business because it's black. Let's take a listen.
Us. Oh, I'm black. Oh, black people. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Kill that shit. Now. Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material of your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Yeah. Don't fuck about what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them millions where the fuck I want to spend it at. Whether it's Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do while I'm here. But I'm going to tell you one thing, I ain't going to be finessed off some black shit. But one thing about it, 70% of you motherfuckers is not going to make it. I'm not no motherfucking fake-ass motivational speaker that talk this dumb shit. I'm the #1 nigga in the country. You know why? Y'all seen me come out of the penitentiary. I make millions, and I make millionaires, baby. You understand me?
So let me just say, Wallow's one of my favorite people in the world. Like, Wallow is the type of person that Wallow gonna call you. He'll call you, be like, yo, L. Like, all right, so I was just watching this thing, right? And he'll, for like, it, when he talks to you with so much intention and so much, like, he sees it for you. Now, whether you take it or not, up to you. This video is going viral right now because a lot of people feel what he's saying, but there are a lot of people who are not happy with what he's saying. And when I retweeted this, I said, yo, I feel every word he's saying. And I'm a business owner. And again, I've made mistakes in business. But I never say to people like, I never say to people, when, especially like as a clothing designer, it's not like, okay, I'm a black owned clothing brand. Do you make good clothes or not? I don't want to be here as the girl that's talking about topics that you just hear because I'm a black woman doing it. No, I'm a black woman who is very educated, who knows what I'm doing, who can do my job, who got an opportunity, who ran it up off the opportunity, which landed me here, period. But I'm never leaning on that crutch. So I understood what he was saying completely. Now, people are upset because they're like, well, Wallow, that's not fair. You, as a person that did 20-some years in jail, from the city of Philadelphia, that had to work to get yourself together, should understand that we're not equipped with the same resources, bro. It's not fair. The playing field is not fair. Let me tell y'all something. I come from the house of none of that even matters because ain't nobody coming to save you. Not near person. Wallow did 20 years in jail. Wallow came home. He got on Instagram. When I met Wallow had 3,600 followers. And I remember the number because when I first followed him, I was hosting Milano Di Rouge's fashion show. And Wallow was the motivational speaker there. Not only did he only have 3,600 followers, but as he was speaking, I remember we kept having to tell people to be quiet. They wasn't even taking him serious. Wallow is now a New York Times bestseller. He is a $1 million podcaster. A New York Times bestseller. He is a $1 million podcaster. And he is one of the biggest, most inspirational voices, I would say, in the country right now. And it goes and it spans, not just with black communities. Like, yes, he speaks to us, but there's people are invested in this man in his life. And he did it with 20 years, coming home, record, all of that. He figured it out. Nobody's coming to save you. Not near person. This whole, today we talked about a lot of topics. We just talked about it. Tyra Banks, and I'm emotionally tied to the Bodyguard. I am. I feel like as a community, we are. We talked about Pinky Cole and just, building business and being so emotionally tied to a business that you don't even want to admit when you messing up. You want to act like it's not happening. Wallow in this video and everything that he is saying to me, like, this is honestly, it's like, Wallow gonna give you game, but like the way he summarizes life is just so eloquent and so beautiful, even though it's not. He done said a couple curse words and yelled at us and everything. But what he's saying is that you cannot, there's the emotion of things, the look of things, it can't overpower realistically what is happening. Realistically, Taylor Swift don't mean to be in no damn Bodyguard movie. Tyra Banks, I don't know, what is happening. I don't know, where this lies and what she's throwing into the pot here or why, but it doesn't need to be. And that's not even a deep one. That is just like, certain movies make you feel a certain way. But when you talk about businesses and things that you're building from the ground up, The Bodyguard is a franchise. Somebody out there right now who is a part of that franchise is like, how dare Tyra Banks? Somebody out there right now who is tied to what Pinky Cole is building with Slutty Vegan is like, yo, I'm so happy she was honest about that. I know I am, because now I can be better in business. Somebody out there is listening to Wallow and being like, yo, look, he right. Am I black-owned business? I need to start relying on the fact that I'm black-owned and supporting black people or expecting black people to support me no matter whether it's good or it's bad. We all, look, as levels change, we talked about this, new levels, new devils. Things change, things transition. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Figure it out. This has been another episode of The Latest with LorenLoRosa. I am your homegirl that knows a little bit about everything and everybody. And at the end of the day, like I always tell y'all could be anywhere talking about all these things with anybody, but y'all are right here with me. And every single time you choose to do so, I appreciate you guys so much. But thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'll see you in my next episode. And when you're listening to this, tweet me, Instagram me, screenshot it. Let me know you tuned in. It's week 3. It's LorenLoRosa. I'm out.